I discovered my workplace was cheating on me with a 19-year-old, and when I confronted them about their betrayal, they showed me exactly how little I meant to them after years of loyalty. For months, I thought I had the perfect relationship with my job at this medical office, doing insurance, intake, playing receptionist, believing they valued my dedication, my experience, my unwavering commitment to keeping everything running smoothly. I was 36, seasoned, reliable, the kind of employee who stayed late without complaint, who covered for missing colleagues, who never questioned the extra responsibilities they kept piling on my desk. When our head receptionist quit, I naturally stepped up, taking on the work of 3 people, juggling phones, paperwork, patient intake, insurance claims, thinking this was temporary, thinking they'd recognize my sacrifice, thinking they'd reward my loyalty with the respect I'd earned over years of service. But then the red flags started appearing, small things I should have noticed, the way they kept promising to hire help but never followed through, the way they avoided discussions about my workload, the way they smiled when I asked about compensation for doing multiple jobs, that patronizing smile that said I was being dramatic, that said I should be grateful just to have work. For 4, maybe 5 months, I carried this burden, doing the work of 3 people, telling myself it was just temporary, that they'd make it right, that my dedication would be recognized, that my years of experience meant something to them. Then came the discovery that shattered everything I believed about our relationship, when they brought in someone new to train, not for my location but for another office, a girl named Julie who was 19 years old, fresh-faced, inexperienced, someone who'd only worked seasonal cashier shifts at Target. We got to talking, the way you do when you're training someone, casual conversation about backgrounds, about previous jobs, about pay, which you should never discuss but somehow the topic came up naturally. She mentioned her target wages, then casually dropped what she'd be making at our company, and my world tilted on its axis, my stomach dropped, my hand started shaking as I processed what she'd just told me. This teenager, with less experience than I had fingers on one hand, was making more money than me, more than someone who'd been carrying this entire office on her shoulders, more than someone who'd proven her worth day after day, month after month, year after year. The betrayal hit me like a physical blow, the realization that while I'd been pouring my heart and soul into this job, thinking we had something special, thinking my loyalty mattered, they'd been planning to replace me with someone younger, cheaper in the long run, someone who wouldn't question their decisions. I couldn't eat that night, couldn't sleep, my mind racing with all the times I'd stayed late, all the extra work I'd taken on without complaint, all the promises they'd made about recognizing my contributions, all the lies wrapped in corporate speak about being a valued team member. The next morning, I sat at my computer, hands still trembling with rage and hurt, and I wrote that email to my head boss, pouring out months of frustration, months of feeling undervalued, months of being taken for granted. I told her everything, how I'd been doing multiple jobs for months without recognition, without compensation, without even a simple thank you, only to discover they were hiring someone with zero relevant experience to make more money than me while doing less work. I gave her an ultimatum, something I'd never done before, something that went against my people-pleasing nature. I demanded a pay raise or I would resign, putting our relationship on the line, forcing her to choose between keeping me happy or continuing to take advantage of my loyalty. The aftermath was swift and brutal, showing me exactly where I stood in their priorities, exactly how replaceable they thought I was after years of dedicated service, exactly how little my experience and loyalty meant when it came to their bottom line. Their response, or lack thereof, told me everything I needed to know about what our professional relationship had really been, not the partnership I'd imagined, but a one-sided affair where I gave everything and they took it all for granted. Looking back now, I realize I should have seen the signs earlier, should have recognized that a workplace that refuses to hire adequate staff, that piles on responsibilities without compensation, that makes promises they never intend to keep, was never going to be the loyal partner I thought I'd found. Sometimes the biggest betrayals come not from lovers or friends, but from the places where we spend most of our waking hours, believing our dedication will be rewarded, only to discover we were just being used.